Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new LEGO Star Wars set review. Today we're going to be reviewing the Rebel U-Wing Starfighter. This set costs $70 and has 594 pieces with 4 minifigures, including Cassian Andor, Dedra Miro, the ISB Tactical Agent, which is kind of and kind of not. You'll see why later in this video, and a K2SO minifigure, which is great to have since we haven't seen it since the 2017 wave from Rogue One. And on the back of the box, it shows the set's play features, including the door, which is inaccurate, but is okay in this set. Definitely is not a great detail, but it's okay. It's what it is. Then we just have some of the other details of the set, including the wings opening and the spring-loaded shooters. So here's the character that I was referencing in Cyril Karn. I'm sorry if I butchered that or mispronounced it. It is the same minifigure in this set as the ISB Tactical Agent. And this character wore that outfit during one of the episodes in Andor Season 2. And again, that's this character, the ISB Tactical Agent, so I think it's weird that they didn't say his name on the box, including that it's probably the same minifigure, or is at least implied to be the same character. Now let's get into the minifigures for this set. The first minifigure up is Cassian Andor, and this version of the minifigure is very good. It is honestly just a great minifigure overall. Nothing on this figure is bad in any way. The hair, I think, is very good. Maybe a little bit inaccurate, but I think it's still very good. His face does look amazing. The blaster is pretty good. It's very common from what we've seen with LEGO in the past for blasters. Next up, we have K2SO, and this minifigure is also amazing. We haven't seen this since the 2016 Rogue One wave, and it honestly just looks very good, and is a great figure to have in any collection, especially if you want any Rebel minifigures. This minifigure is honestly very cool. There's nothing too crazy about it. It's just a droid, but it stands pretty well on its own. This one comes with a blaster. In Universe, they don't really have blasters. They just punch their way out of any situation. If you watch Andor Season 2, you know what I mean. So you get an extra blaster in the set if you don't want it. There we go. Ooh, there we go. So just an extra one if you want it, which is definitely nice to have. The next minifigure that we have is Dedra, and this Dedra is so close to being a great minifigure. This minifigure absolutely needed dual molded legs because the white printing on the black legs does not work in LEGO form whatsoever. It is some of the most faded printing I've ever seen on a minifigure, and that says a lot because there's a lot of minifigures that have really faded printing, including Qui-Gon Jinn from this last year, and Darth Maul's Sith Infiltrator, sorry. However, this minifigure still has a lot of good sides. Her torso is amazing. Her face print is also very good and matches her character very well. And her hat and hairpiece combo is also a very good dual molded helmet, and it looks very good. Next up, we have the ISB Tactical Agent minifigure, and this minifigure is very good. The printing all around him is very good, very reminiscent of a snow trooper, especially with the type of armor he's wearing. And it looks like just a very good trooper type of build. If you put on like any trooper helmet you have, I think it would look great with this. And overall, it's just a great minifigure. It does not have any dual mold double-sided face because it comes with a cap, but still, it is a great minifigure overall, and it's a nice inclusion in the set. Now we have the actual U-Wing itself. This build is very, very well detailed and a very pretty build. It's mostly a tiled off look with very few studs on the top of its surface. And again, it is just a very beautiful build that just looks very good in my opinion. This set has many different play features, including 2 spring-loaded shooters that you can activate by just pressing this button here. It doesn't really look like a button, but if you just press it, like so, you just press that down, and you have both of them launch right off. This set has also, of course, the main function of opening the cockpit. You can open it in 2 separate ways. You can pull it up like normal, which is very easy because it's not connected by any studs, or there's the old way to open it by pushing this little button here. If you push a little button on the back, it opens the cockpit up for you. And this is the same with the 2016 set as well. You just pop it open and it opens right up. Now, this interior is very limited and very simple. It does not go deep at all. So when you have a minifigure in it, like Cassian here, he has to lay completely down to even like pilot his ship. So in the front angle, it looks very awkward. From the side, it definitely looks a little bit awkward too. He's just looking up in space and not at all where the ship should be going. Next, we can get to the back of this set and we can look at the engines. I've seen a lot of complaints online saying these engines drop off at a very awkward angle, and to that I do agree. However, let's just look at this image. Here's a shot from the U-Wing in Andor. Now, this set, it looks very similar to the one we have right in front of us, and it just looks very good overall. But we can look at the engines really quick. They have a very sharp decline and an angle. Not as sharp as the one in the Lego set, but it does have a very sharp decline. And unlike the 2016 one, this one I think is more accurate. Yes, the pieces aren't perfect to get the correct shaping, but it's still better technically than what it was. I don't hate this more now knowing that this is technically a more accurate look to the set itself. However, now looking at the set, one of my main issues is this blue line up front. This blue line is way further up than it is on the actual Lego set. On the actual Lego set, it is much further back. It should be at least one stud forward. So that's what we're gonna do right now. We're just gonna see how difficult it is to do this, and it might take me a minute, but we'll get there. Now, this is definitely a much better build for it. All you do is flip them around. It is a lot more accurate than it is in this actual set. However, one of the main issues with this is that these pieces do not stick at all. They pop off so easily, and it's definitely a problem. Next up, we're going to look at the interior of the set, which is, of course, the bottom section. There is a glass panel up front right here, which is very simplified compared to the old one, which had a huge piece that covered this whole front section, which was a very cool piece to have, which was only usually in UCS sets. Now, this section opens up by just pushing down either side of it. So you can push that side down, and you can turn it around, and you can do the same thing on this opposite side to get a full access to the interior. And it's definitely not horrible. Those clips don't really do much. You can't hold anything in them because they're blocked on the other side. If we get a better zoom, they're blocked on the other side, so you can't really put anything in them, and they just kind of stop the door from closing all the way too much into the ship more than anything. In this section, you can comfortably fit one minifigure. However, there is space for a second that you can barely fit in. There's this little box here that you can easily pop off. It's supposed to pop off easier, but it's just connected to these 4 studs right here. So we can just put that back, sorry. That's how it's supposed to pop off. It's not supposed to break off like that, but that does happen. And then you can fit 2 minifigures, not comfortably, but you can fit them down there. And here's what it looks like with the 2 minifigures in there. It does work. You can close everything up just fine. And yeah, it doesn't look too horrible. I mean, it closes like it should, which is fine. Now, there's one last feature I haven't mentioned in this U-wing. We're going to zoom out a lot. And of course, that is that the wings can open up like so. And you can see that this set has a huge wingspan. This middle section, however, has a few problems with it that I noticed when you do take the wings out. I just have to put that one back to be able to show you. There's a little bit of a gap here, which I don't 100% like. And these pieces are very flimsy, which is not ideal. And they can push up very easily with a little bit of force. And they might pop off, but it's not that horrible. One thing I do hate about this set is that this sticker does not match the white of the set at all. It is very it's just a very inaccurate white color. But again, it's not completely horrible by any means at all. And the last feature of the set is that there's a little gate that you can open up. It's supposed to be a door, but it opens up into nothing, and you can maybe use it for storage or something. I'll just put this section that we tore off back there and close it up. It's probably not going to work, but I mean, if you force it in, it'll go. And then the wings, they look fine. The engines, of course, look fine. They're nothing too crazy. I already talked about them. And yeah, that's pretty much everything on the set. Now let's talk a little bit about this set, some things that I like and dislike. I very much like this set compared to the old one. I have the old one. Even if you have the old one, I recommend picking it up. Maybe once it goes on sale. 70 is definitely a little bit high, but I was bored at the airport, so I decided to buy this set. And I do not regret that decision at all, because I think this is an excellent model and it looks very good on display. It's not a perfect play model by any means, absolutely not, but it's still a very good model at that. The wings are a little bit flimsy here. They're easy to pop off like that, but again, it's not completely horrible. Now, one thing I noticed when building this set is that the bottom section is not attached to the top. So you can very easily just pop the entire bottom section off from the top. So you can have a facade of the top without the rest of the ship, and you can still have someone pilot this ship, which I think is very odd. And it does like to fall apart if you do that, because it's not really connected to anything. So we can put that on the side for now. And here, of course, we have the bottom section, and it's a very colorful tan, blue, and red area. But you can get a better view of the interior of this. There's a little control panel there. Again, the doors do open. And it's not the best fit for two minifigures. You have to put them sideways. If you put one in, you can put him down. You can have them sit, but you can't have one that's too tall. Casting is about all you can fit down here. If anything, any minifigure is slightly taller, they're not going to fit down in this space. Overall, I highly recommend getting this set. It is a very beautiful model of a U-Wing. If you don't have the previous model, I definitely recommend getting it. It's a great set to have. If you have the older one, it's not necessary, but it's still a great model to have. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, and I'll see you all again later. Goodbye.